Welcome to Laugh, Cry, or Die, a podcast that exists now because we're making it. My name's Steve Wilbury. I am a heap of hot garbage, and with me, as always, is professional seizurist Naomi Strain.
Hello, I'm also rubbish.
You are not good at life.
Failing.
Always D minus. How's your week been, Nay? You been having much twitchiness?
Yes, but I'm currently going through a break from wearing my alarm to keep things exciting.
I've decided to flirt with death.
Well, it happens every now and again because my alarm goes off so regularly and I'm like paramedics and hospital. Every now and again, I just have to go, all right, I'm bored of all that. I will take the risk and just go
And just
alarm
not
free.
have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And then,
It's like,
eh.
yeah. Well, it's kind of, you've got to weigh up the physical versus the mental, and currently I needed the mental break.
No,
And when,
that's fair. I could see needing a break from constantly waking up in hospital. And so far you've still woken up, so
well,
winner.
so far, every time, I'm doing good at waking up.
But the thing is you only have to not do it once.
And I'll be sleepy then, so it won't matter.
No,
The
I wasn't talking
forever
about
sleep.
making it for the podcast, now. I was talking about your mortal form.
Yeah, the big sleep.
The big sleep. Not your little lame naps.
Yeah, shit happens.
Well, no, I think accurately it stops happening.
Yeah, shit doesn't happen.
Shit
Yeah,
doesn't happen. I'm
yeah.
very snotty this morning. Apologies, dear listeners, for my sniffs, although they'll be edited out, so you won't hear. See, you didn't just hear that.
I did.
Naomi did.
It
She
was
can never
lovely.
she can never unhear it.
But you're just normal poorly today.
Today my I don't know if it's the weather or I did a bit too much yesterday and I put away all the firewood, which is the most New Zealand thing you can do.
Sure.
And then I took my kid to the Kiwi Weet-Bix triathlon, which is the other most New Zealand thing you can.
That will explain why my neighborhood and road was completely jam-packed with cars.
Yes, it is
Mm.
madness. 1,400 kids did that
Oof,
thing yesterday.
sounds disgusting.
There was a lot of snot around.
All that positivity and exercise and happy children.
They were,
Oh,
and then there were also there was free Weet-Bix.
that's worth it.
It's all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I did that, and yeah, just this morning I woke up and I was like, "Fuck."
But were you at the triathlon just as a parent, or were you part of
No,
the
I didn't have to
sport?
do anything, but I did do a lot of Diablo because there was a lot of sitting around and waiting, so that also might have fucked my shoulders. But yeah, just today's one of those days when the people with tiny hammers are beating me mercilessly.
Oh.
But what's fun is that I've tweaked my microdoses just right, and the tiny voice that says maybe you should kill yourself is quiet.
Hey! Quiet for another day. That's good.
And it's very strange because normally I think like, oh, I'm just really down because I have the pain, and now I have the pain, and I'm like, oh, I'm not really that down. I'm just sore, which is
Right.
better.
Yeah, you want to beat the down and the sore at the same time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
well, the problem is then you start feeling really good, and then you do too much, and then
Yes.
you fuck it all up.
Yeah. Well, see, yesterday I had the mental side of it, and I was like going around the house, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what's wrong. I'm just feeling like
Yeah.
out of my skin, and it's like I don't know what to do with myself. And so I went for a big walk in the middle of nowhere for about 3 hours, and it was awesome. And then I got home and it got rid of all that shit for a little while.
Mm. There's a Japanese term, forest bathing.
Oh, I like that. I
Where
mean, I
you,
slip and fall into water often. Does that count?
no, that's forest bathing.
Oh, for bathing. Okay.
Um, no, but it's just that is again a very Kiwi thing of just being in nature, and it just does it. It grounds you a bit. It kind of
Well, I always thought that
fills up your. I don't know.
your
It's good for you.
positivity tank or some
Your positivity tank.
nonsense. Yeah.
Okay, Counselor Nay.
Also, walking was something that I never thought I'd be into because it's like effort and doing stuff.
Bitch, you go to the gym like 7 times a day.
Yeah, but you can walk out at any point. Whereas when you go for a big walk, you can get tired halfway through and go, oh shit, I've still got to get back home. So, but it's because as you know, I used to do diving. That was my thing.
Yeah.
Big time diver all the time. And when you're diving, it's complete silence and the world stops for while you're underwater, and it's complete focus. And so it's real relaxing. So even though you're doing stressful kind of things, it's really relaxing. And so obviously when I became a professional spaz, I had to stop diving. And I've been like, I don't know, kind of at a loose end until I found walking. And the walking was just kind of accidental. It was a runaway. Oh, look, there's a hill. And yeah, I kind of managed to find that kind of Zen place.
Oh, that's good. That's helpful. I've one of the things that's been kind of helpful for me recently is so I'm coaching fencing now, you know.
Cool.
I don't know if I've mentioned that on the podcast. So yeah, I'm a legitimate fencing coach. I have a piece of paper from the New Zealand Fencing Association that says I'm good enough to run a small fencing club.
Didn't you in America do some stuff?
I did when I was a teenager. I was really into it, and then we moved, and then it just kind of fell out of it. But yeah, this fencing club randomly ran into me, and they were like, "Hey, we want a coach," and I was like, "I can do kids." So yeah, so now I coach 5 days a week, which is wild.
That's insane. Yeah.
So I digress. So normally I just coach, but 1 day a week I actually fence as well, and it's this really nice, like you're saying, kind of Zen place where you can't think. You're not thinking, oh, the sword's coming in, I'm gonna move, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You just have to kind of quiet your thinking mind, and then your body just kind of does it.
Exactly. There's no space for anything, any kind of intrusive.
Yeah. You can't, like, your brain is going as fast as it can, you know, running at full gallop to try and beat the other person's nervous system, essentially.
Yeah. Well, with walking, it's that same sort of thing where after about 20 minutes, there's like not just silence, but like a vacuum of sound. Everything just goes and goes quiet. And all I'm thinking about is don't fall on that rock, or this is a steep bit, or careful on sliding down there. And that's it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much my thoughts.
No other thing. And for me, I have been really, you know, like into meditation and stuff since my early 20s, but because my nervous system is so jacked, when I sit and I try and do like a normal meditation, most of the time I'll get these like big myoclonic jerks or twitches, or my pain starts to. But when I'm fencing, because everything else is busy, I kind of get that same little Zen space.
I didn't know that about you, because I'm exactly the same. A lot of my seizures happen when I power down, when I relax, and when I stop. And it's, I don't know why that is. It's like all of a sudden your brain just goes, thank fuck for that. And then the spazziness kicks in.
Well, there's one of the things that someone had talked about, like in terms of like my myoclonic jerks and stuff, is it's the collision of your sympathetic and your parasympathetic nervous system. So there's the two nervous systems, the ones that are responsible for exciting you and one that's responsible for chilling you out. And when they are kind of at opposites, or like when one's trying harder than the other to like keep you up, or I don't know, it's just when there's a mismatch or something. I'm not explaining this very well.
And that kind of throws your electric system out.
I guess so. I'm having to do a quick Google foo. That was it. So your parasympathetic nervous system relaxes you after periods, and your sympathetic one is the one, it's fight or flight, right?
Yeah.
So you've got your sympathetic nervous system that's saying there's danger, I need to be ready, I need to do stuff, and then your parasympathetic nervous system is saying no, it's time to relax, and they're trying to pull you in opposite directions.
Right.
And so then your brain is like, everyone's yelling.
See, I like that. You should send me some information on that so I can have a read later. Because I can't be asked to reach like half a foot away to reach my pen. Can't be bothered. So.
Oh, well, it's going to be in my book, which I will be writing before Naomi dies.
And if not, Who gives a fuck? I won't want to read it anyway. No,
I
I
might
would.
also not do
If,
that.
if,
But no, I
I,
really want to write a book that's a pain book from the perspective of a pain person.
mm.
Because at Pain Camp, they had a lot of books about pain, but none of them was from someone who has like gone through the ringer, you know?
Yes, yeah, someone from inside the disorder,
Someone
which is
from
how I
inside.
like
And
to
like, you know, I'm in that kind of unique position where I got really bad and I've fixed myself enough that I know what I'm supposed to be doing, and but it's
yeah, yeah,
still, but it's never like, it never still goes away. It's
yeah. You
strange.
never get to. I was talking about this the other day that you can fight stuff all the time, but you never like complete. Like you don't ever reach the boss level, the final level,
Yeah.
because that's being dead.
Yeah, like there's all like it's just management forever.
Mm, mm. Yeah, yeah.
And you're
But
like,
you don't complete the
cool.
disorder.
This is like literally it's a life sentence.
Yeah. Oh my god, we sound so depressed today.
You know what's terrible? Everything. And but despite the fact that at the beginning of the podcast I said I'm not depressed anymore. But
You're dragging us all down, Steve.
I'm
Just get happy.
get happy.
Get happy. Just do
Hold on,
it.
I'll go get my Peruvian nose powder. Or actually no, I should just take like a pound of mushrooms or something. But yeah,
That'd be
it's just like I am like okay, but fuck, like my muscles just are so loud.
right. Oh, is that how it feels to you? That just that
Mm.
total body noise.
Yeah, fucking loud.
Mm,
Right,
yeah.
there's supposed to be a topic for today's podcast, but we've been nattering for
We
20
can
of it.
chop and edit all this nonsense out.
No, I think it's good because I think part of the podcast to me is like our literally our journey through the weeks of
Yeah, yeah.
the ups and downs and what it's really like.
Yeah,
Um,
because I think there's a lot of things that are quite sort of serious about various disorders, and this is management, and this is how you might feel. But it's not as, I don't know, open and honest as what it's
mm,
actually like being in that. You know,
mm.
we can all look at advice and we can all go, oh, we might all feel down, but it's not as real as the
Yeah.
big.
And
Mm,
that's what sells on today's internet is just you know, sadness of other people. And then you're like,
absolutely.
look at that poor cunt. I feel
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. I
Which
feel,
is we've got some guests lined up to fill that as well. I'm quite excited to
yeah,
laugh
that
at
would be good.
other
Yeah,
people's pain.
because we can, I know, like it's like we've got our things. It's like let's bring other people in and hopefully drag them down to our level and then rip them to pieces. Like when I was asking people, you know, do you have a disorder, you know, or a lifelong thing that
Yeah.
troubles you? And I kind of said, are you willing to come on and be roasted? Basically,
Fair.
you know,
Fair.
because not everyone is happy for their issue to be discussed. And it's
Yeah.
surprising actually. A couple of people have come with quite I don't know, quite extreme things
Mm.
and gone, yeah, you can take the piss out of me for this. I'm like, all right, free reign. I said, no holds barred.
We definitely punch below the belt in in the groin region because that's where comedy lives, is in the groin.
Punching in the groin. Yeah.
Punching in the groin. That's what. Why are we wasting our time with this podcast when we could be doing TikToks of you just running around Richmond Mall sack tapping people?
Well, there's you like juggling machetes or whatever nonsense you've been up to. And fencing, we have access to weaponry.
It's true. I do have juggling machetes and pointy sticks with buttons on them.
And just a little disclaimer with an asterisk, we won't go out and hurt people. Just being on the safe side.
When are you okay, lawyer Naomi?
Yeah, right.
I promise nothing. Who knows what tomorrow may bring? Might be that day I finally go on a rampage and just run around nutting
Yeah,
people. Or
fuck it. I'll follow a meter or two behind you so I can watch.
well, no, film it for the
Well,
views,
yeah, I was
Naomi.
gonna say, I'll totally narrate your breakdown. And you go, I'll do that. Well, it's
So
like,
I get to narrate your seizure,
yeah,
and you'll narrate my psychotic break where I just attack people's testicles.
completely. Like when I fall down and have a seizure in public and probably piss myself,
Hmm.
film it.
Yes. You know what you need to wear is a t-shirt that says, if I'm seizing, film it and then put a hashtag on it. That's what you need on your medical
For the
alert bracelet.
podcast.
Not this like allergic to drugs bullshit, like what the
Oh,
hashtag is for
yeah.
the views.
Yeah, all right. I'll do that.
Do it.
I'll get it
So
in my
listen,
medical
we're
records.
still not even on today's topic. Oh my God.
All right, go professional, Steve.
So today, really what we were wanting to look at was kind of that plus and minus that, we talk a lot about the disorders, but we're looking at the effects today, the things that we gain and the things that we lose, and ups and downs, and but sideways, and which way the wind blows, where the sidewalk ends.
Well, you have microdosed today, haven't you?
No, I'm just like not depressed. I meant to say that at the start of the episode. It's like I might talk way too much today because despite the being in quite a lot of pain, I'm just like not depressed. And then the thing that's annoying is then I'm like, oh cool, I'm like nice and happy, and then I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like something's gonna happen and then I'll go back down again. But
Yeah.
c'est la vie, isn't it? But I've
Mm-hmm.
got my fluffy robe on, which
You look very comfortable.
makes the world a better place.
Whereas I'm sitting here cold, ready to go to the gym.
You are mentals. Right. Ups and downs. Yeah, basically, my favorite anecdote is about chronic pain and it giving you a chance to appreciate the softness of your pet's fur. That slow down, that like when you're ill, things stop, and it's kind of like when everyone got a bit of a dose of it in the pandemic, when you're able to like not rush anymore because
Mm-hmm.
your body can't and you have to slow down.
Yeah,
Um,
it's one of those things that people say for mental health is to enjoy the little things, and
hmm,
that sounds super cheesy, but it's kind of true.
it is, and I think the other one, there's been a couple studies recently about how exercise being the best antidepressant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think part of my improved mental health is having teaching fencing again 5 days a week and getting more cardio exercise than I have for a very long time.
You're
Um,
right. Yeah.
but it's just balancing that with my nervous system freaking out at the situation and, causing my joints to seize up and stuff. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, with them, another, like we were saying with positive things, is it's one thing that's pushed me to doing hard at the gym, is because in normal life, I can feel kind of weak and incapable and rubbish.
Mm,
And then I hit the gym and I can be feeling real down, but get to the gym and I'm strong and I'm capable and I can do stuff and I can
mm,
push myself. And yeah, I've had some seizures at the gym, but it gives me that kind of, I don't know, it's the endorphin rush, I suppose,
mm.
but it's like a sense of achievement that I can do stuff. And it kind of resets a bit of that, I don't know, that when you're feeling shit,
Yeah.
basically. Oh, I did some
Yeah.
stuff, feels good. So yeah, exercise is pretty important to me.
I think it's important to everyone, and I think that it's really undervalued in like medical when people are going through medical stuff.
Yeah.
Um, because it's not kind of integrated into the treatment modalities, I guess.
Yeah,
Of like,
yeah.
we're so often it's like, here, take the pill and then you'll stop being bad. And medicine isn't like, right, here, take this pill and let's look at literally everything from how you eat to what your sleep schedule is to like what's going on, and a more kind of Eastern approach to medicine. I don't think they're both correct
Yeah,
or
and I
wrong.
think a lot of people, when they're in the middle of a thing, whatever the thing may be, is that motivation to go and do something can be hard because people think, oh, I've got to go and do a huge thing. But even walking to your post box or walking around your house or to your NDE driving back or even doing 10 press ups, just that little bit of movement, getting blood moving a little bit. You
Mm,
don't have to do like a 2 hour, run or anything like that. Just that slight bit of I did some moving can start you feeling a little better, and each time you do it you might go like, I did 10 press ups, maybe today I'll do 12.
mm.
It doesn't have to be a huge thing,
You might do that. I like to stay at 10 forever and not
which is
improve.
fine. And some days do it, like, even though I go to the gym all the time, sometimes I go in and I'm like, I cannot be bothered to lift much, and I'll do like half what I normally can do, But I've been to the gym, so it counts.
You've done the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I need to start going to the gym more because it's like I'll try and do stuff at home, but I just going to a place to do the exercise thing just makes all the difference in the world in terms of
It does seem like nonsense to pay money to go and move things around, but it is really hard to, like, people say, oh, get a home gym, and I know if I had a home gym I'd be like, fuck it,
it'd be a
I'll put
fucking
some
clothes
washing on.
horse.
Or pardon?
It'd be a clothes horse.
Yeah, pretty much. During lockdown, I actually made my own exercise system with a step ladder, some tins of paint, and some rope, and made like this whole suspension system where I could do some cool training.
Fucking, you're right there, Macaulay Culkin.
It was exciting. It added a whole new element to working out.
If some robbers broke in, you'd be like, oh my god, today is the day I get to build my.
Make it through my traps.
I think every child secretly wants to build booby traps in their house and grown up. But
One time when me and my brother, when we were younger, like April Fool's Day, we decided it'd be really funny. We had this kind of see-through kind of rope, and we tied it crisscross all the way down the stairs, thinking that'll be funny because people can't see it. They'll catch their feet and fall down the stairs. Looking back, probably not the best idea, but hey.
This is why my kids have had my kid that I'm aware of has had rigorous health and safety training for his pranks.
Well, you are around a lot of, well, he does have access to a lot of fun stuff that could cause a lot of damage.
It is true. Every time I have my juggling machetes out, he's like, I want to slice an apple. Because the bit I'm trying to do is I want to juggle the machetes, have someone throw a melon or something, and then I slice it with the machete. I think that would be dope. But consequently, I've now given my kid the idea that slicing a piece of fruit that's thrown at you with a giant knife is an activity that's possible.
That's a reasonable thing to.
That's a reasonable thing to do of a Tuesday afternoon. He comes from work. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm training. I'm working. Juggling knives.
And there's certain things you keep at hands up. We made a film once, and there was a part of it where we had a chainsaw, and it had the chain off. So we're doing, the scene and the acting and stuff. But they wanted a few shots of it with the chain on, and it wasn't, one of those little chainsaws. It was a full size big chainsaw, and they're like, to put it on the floor, static like this, and the chain will be going, and you just have to hold it out. And I'm like, do you really want to give someone with a seizure disorder a massive working chainsaw? And like, if St. John turned up, I'm going to be so embarrassed that I've chopped my leg off to be like, what were you thinking? It's really not a good idea to give a spaz such a killing machine.
Oh my god. You know what we need to do? Right. If you like, so you know how there's like Dignitas and like, the option to check out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, Naomi, you're 78, you're frail. Yes. You're like, I've had these seizures for a long time. I'm ready to today is my day to go. I want to gaffer tape a chainsaw to your hand and let you have a seizure and slice yourself to bits.
Just completely into pieces.
Just to like out of a video game.
Well, yeah, if I've checked out already, then yeah, fuck it, go for it.
Just your brain, you won't be conscious.
Yeah,
you'll just be sliced to bits. God, and by then social media will have devolved so far that that'll be on basically America's Funniest Home Videos.
I was going to say, yeah, at the moment it would get a sensitive content warning.
Yeah, no, like in another 20, 30 years, society's going to be in a totally different place. There'll be like blood games on TV. Fuck,
yeah, it's like, what's the next
is.
thrill? And it's like watching a spaz chainsaw themselves to death. Man, that'll be on primetime TV.
They're gonna, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna start encoding like subtle flashes in the commercials to give more people seizure disorders, so that then they can have more content for the chainsaw slicing.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably all be. Oh, hang on. Sorry, I thought my house was getting attacked by something. It is. It's gone really noisy.
What, like a pterodactyl?
Kind of like something was crashing into my house. Yeah, that's
getting ram raided.
Yeah, might just be the cat and the wind.
They'll be like, "Oh, we'll go raid this hotel."
It's not a hotel.
It's it. So, dear listeners, Naomi's house looks like a hotel. If you've ever been into literally the cleanest room you've ever been into in your life, and that's it. Although fudge, I found out. When I say fudge,
But
so I met a lady who vacuums and then also wipes the carpet
oh wow.
with like a damp sponge on her hands and knees.
Yeah, I've done that in sections. I haven't done the whole thing, but I
If it
bought.
was like muddy or something, sure, you can like get some stuff out. But yeah, I think she just really likes to have it extra clean.
Have you ever hoovered the air? Sometimes when you've been cleaning and the sun comes through, the air is really dusty, like when you've wiped things down, and you can see all the dust in the air. So there's no harm in like waving the hoover pipe around. Just catch a few more bits of dust.
No harm
But
except for
like,
the fact that that is completely insane.
if you came to my house right now, you wouldn't say it's a hotel. I've got stuff around. Like, if you said I'm going to be at your house in 10 minutes, I would have to run around and make it better than it is right now.
God forbid someone knows someone lives in Naomi's house.
I
This is the
hate it when
greatest
people know
fear.
someone lives here. Well, see, I kind of have to keep it clean because if the paramedics turn up, I don't want to think like, oh, here's a tramp. And the less stuff I have, the less things are out of break.
Okay, I'll give you the breaking stuff thing, but I'm pretty sure those paramedics know that you're a tramp.
Well, they've seen me dribbling, drooling, pissing myself.
Well, you do. Well, you also do have that kind of stubbly beard and a bindle, the stick with a
I
kerchief.
didn't know if you could see that through the camera.
No,
I thought my
it's
makeup
okay.
didn't stay.
I've put an anti-beard filter on your video stream,
Thank you.
so
Thank you.
you'll be fine.
No, you know, if I did, I would rock a beard.
You would.
Yeah.
I rock this goatee, and the trick is that I don't trim it very often. And if I didn't have this goatee, my fatty pie face double chin would be much more noticeable.
Ah, so it's like a disguise.
It's a disguise for my fattiness.
It's not working.
No, it's not. Be like, oi, fatty! I'm like, what, me? And they say, yes. It's like, aw.
Aww.
That's how that situation goes. We've not done a very good job of our topic today, but I think we have done a good job of updating everyone on our week and what's going on and just some fun general topics and chit chat.
Yes. Yeah. And I have next week some exciting hospital stuff, the most boring hospital stuff. So I may not have stories about seizures, hopefully not, but I will be listening out and eavesdropping on everything that's going on in the hospital, see if I can find some juicy anonymous gossip on strangers.
Bring us the hot goss, and if you can, interview randos. Be like, hey, what's your deal? What's going on? What you got gangrene?
I said to you before
dying?
that when I had my complete psychotic breakdown and I got the medical notes, one of the things was I was going into other patients' rooms and refusing to leave,
Well,
whilst
that's fine.
also on occasions putting toothpaste in my eyes and drinking contact lens solution. Hey,
Holy shit.
I know, right?
You're doing it backwards.
Reading through the medical notes was insane. Like, what the fuck was I doing? But I like going into patients' rooms and just, no, I'm not going anywhere. That's it. So I might give that a go again. Got a reputation.
Record it. Just be like, hey, just know what you do. Here's what you do: is you get a stethoscope and a lab coat.
Hello,
scrubs.
I'm Dr. Naomi.
Dr. Naomi, what can you tell me about what's going on here? And then prescribe the medications.
Okay, I can just put random notes in their charts.
Yeah, just be like
random tests on them.
patient ate a banana in a nose.
Just random shit.
Random shit.
I will walk around with my notebook because I'm not allowed to leave the ward, so that's going to be fun. So I'll walk around and ask.
So are you just being observed? Are they just like waiting for you to have a seizure?
Oh no, I'm hoping I don't. What they're doing is checking basically my blood sugar and insulin and pancreas for all nonsense. And part of the doing of that, that's a sentence, part of that is they have to put me on a 72-hour fast and watch me and check my levels of sugar every 4 hours, I think it is. But the danger of that is that fasting for that long is possibly going to bring on a seizure. But if I have a seizure and they have to medicate, it cancels the whole observation test because it throws the results out of whack. And
so you
they
have to be in a hospital for 3 days.
Yeah. And I'm not, because the seizure risk, I'm not allowed to leave the ward because I know, right? But like, say if I get to hour 70 and I have a seizure, bing, 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 back to hour 1 and start again.
Cool. So I'll see you in like, what, 5 weeks?
Yeah, see in a while.
Fuck.
It's going to be rubbish. But, it'll give me a chance to catch up on writing and sleeping and,
Staring at the wall for ages.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
You should borrow my VR. Then you can like...
Then I'll be trying to walk around the ward, won't I? That will keep me sane.
Yeah. Well, no, because then you can be like in the thing, but you're like, I'm in Mount Everest, because that's what it does.
That was actually fun doing the puzzles when I was broken with my foot.
Yeah, VR is rad for like a week, and then you're like, eh.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, you're like, this is the most amazing thing I've
Yeah, it was fun. But yeah, I will see if I can find some fun stories. I may not, but you never know.
Cool. All right. Well, have fun in their hospital.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week, and we'll see you guys next week as well. Thank you for listening. I don't know.
Thank you.
What's wrong with me? Why do I start talking in Swedish accents? I'm such a weirdo.
Your spirit nationality.
Yeah. I was thinking about this actually before we go. So like, you know how we're all crushed beneath this decaying capitalism system.
Yes.
I think Scandinavia might be one of the few places that's not actively fucked like that.
They've got it right. They've got life right.
They really are quite good at having a reasonable standard of living and a good social safety net and drinking a lot. So, yeah, maybe I'll move to Scandinavia when I'm old. That's where Jay Gilligan, a very good juggler, lives.
Yeah, and they will enjoy that because it's fun. They like fun.
Yeah, in Sweden. Super. Okie dokie. So I'll see you guys next week when I'm going to keep talking like, no, I don't know, man. The
Swedish people will listen and go, no, Steve, fuck off.
That's my job, to offend every nationality. The Swedes aren't angry. I'm not doing my job right.
Try and offend everybody. Anyway, fuck off.
See you later, you big cunt.
See ya.